You're listening to the Outstanding Life Podcast with your host, Johnny D, the motivational cowboy. As a motivational speaker, Johnny D impacts audiences around the world with his message of living the outstanding life. He's a best-selling author, MC, and two-time Grammy-considered artist. This podcast is a place where Johnny D can introduce you to his outstanding friends and share funny, interesting, and heart-provoking stories. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. Here comes your host, Johnny D.
Hey everybody, I'm Johnny D, the Motivational Cowboy. Welcome to this week's Outstanding Life podcast. And I want to say a big hello to all my friends listening on Dirt Road Radio, KYDT 103.1 FM. I am so pumped up about today's podcast. You know, people often ask me, Johnny D, who are your favorite drivers to interview when you are at a NASCAR race? Got to be honest with you. Today, we have one on the phone with me. We have Jeremy Clements on the phone, the driver of the number 51 Chevy Camaro in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Jeremy, hello, my friend.
What is up, Johnny D? So good to be on your show, dude. I always love coming out and hanging out with you and talking to you and getting interviewed by you. It's always so much fun. So I'm jacked up to be on your show, brother. Thank you.
Well, man, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking a few minutes, hanging out with us here. Jeremy, I would love, I was joking around with you earlier today. I want to help you get that big, huge sponsor that you deserve. You've been in racing how long?
Oh, man. I've raced since I was 7 years old, started in go-karts on the dirt tracks. And then my first race on asphalt wasn't until I was 17.
Jeremy,
at Talladega.
Did you just say 17? 17?
Yeah, 17.
These kids now are young.
I know, it's crazy, man. And so I've been full time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series since 2011. And yeah, the only reason I haven't gotten to move to Cup on Sundays because of the money situation, unfortunately, because it just takes millions and millions of dollars. And I've had a hard time finding that kind of funding to do that. So we just continue to do it this way and run our own team. And we've been with Chevrolet a long, long time, and we love that too. So, we can certainly we can get the job done too on certain days. We won last year at Daytona. We won at Road America in 2017. So I'm proud of our small little team. And but yeah, it'd be bad to run on Sunday too.
What was it like for you to go from dirt to being at that first race at Talladega? You must have been scared. I mean, I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wasn't scared. I thought it was easy because Talladega, I remember I was like, so wonder if I can just hold this thing wide open or what. I remember going in the first, in turn 3 and 4 the first time I let off. I was like, oh, this has got a lot of grip. So from there, I just held it wide open. I thought, wow, this is way easier than while I was driving dirt late miles at the time. Those are fun as hell to drive, 800 horsepower. You're turning right more than you're turning left in those, and those will work you out too. So I thought it was easy, and then we got on the track. We qualified 6th, and then we got on the track and finished 15th that day. We actually had a lug nut get jammed between the wheel and the hub, and we had some problems on pit road there, but it was a good debut. I learned a lot. I actually needed an IV too after the race because I was not used to that heat in a closed cockpit race car versus the dirt cars that I drove then were open cockpit, and you didn't get like as hot. So I remember thinking it was easy, but then obviously in the draft it's a whole different ball game. But then I thought, wow, it's really hot in this car. So definitely a different world and a different deal to get prepared for.
Oh, man, I'm just thinking to myself, I mean, but the races are so much longer as well. Were you in great shape back then as well?
No, I mean, I didn't, I wasn't prepared like I should have been. I mean, like I said, the heat got to me. Talladega is easy to drive, so that really wasn't an issue. It was a 300-mile race. I do remember that. And so obviously that's a lot longer than a 50-lap to 100-lap dirt race that you're doing on a little 3/8 to half-mile track. So, yeah, just a lot of differences. But, man, dirt racing is what I love and grew up doing, and I'm sure I'll be back on a dirt track another day for sure. They're throwing out some big money in those races too, and my family, they build racing engines for dirt late models, so it's a bad type of racing. I love it, and I respect the hell out of those guys that race, and like Jonathan Davenport, that's going to be racing at Bristol this weekend. I've raced with him a bunch. A lot of guys that race those kind of cars could do good in NASCAR type cars too. They just not, unfortunately, a lot of them just won't get the opportunity that they deserve because of funding too.
Jeremy, whose idea was it for you to get in racing when you were a 7-year-old?
I was tearing up. I was killing the yard at my parents' house. And I had 2 yard carts. I had friends that come over, and we just raced the hell out of these things. And we had a trampoline, had a pretty good sized yard. I mean, it wasn't the biggest yard, but it was plenty big enough to ride a couple of go-karts around. And we had a trampoline, and around the trampoline, man, it was a hell of a turn. And we had that thing where it had a good groove in it. It was dirt. I mean, it was so much fun. So I think I was 5 to 7, and then when I turned 7 for Christmas, I got a go-kart from my grandfather Crawford, and he started taking Jason, my brother, and I to Buck Creek Speedway in Chesney, South Carolina, to race. And man, I mean, I was hooked in. I just loved it so much.
Did you play other sports growing up? Like, were you a baseball player, football player?
No, not at all. I mean, I like playing basketball. Like when you go to school in the morning and you had time to shoot basketball and play basketball in the gym with your friends. That's about it. But I didn't never play a sport at all. I was always racing.
So all the kids that are listening to you right now, and maybe even the parents, were you a 7, 8-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old that was great at school and then racing on the weekends? Or was that something that your parents said, hey, listen, you better do good in school, otherwise you're not racing on the weekends?
Yeah, I pretty much did well in school. I mean, I didn't, I remember, I think 7th, 8th grade, I had like some kind of hard algebra, I think, or I don't know. And I was like, in 9th grade, they put me in like the good math class, whatever that's even called. I can't even recall right off the top of my head, but I was like, man, I can't be in this. It's too hard. And just to be honest, I don't want to put that much effort into it because I'm racing. I'm busy. I can't, this math class is too hard. So I told the guidance counselor, look, I'm going to be a race car driver, and I really don't need to be in this hard math class. I need to just be in an easier one. And they moved me out. I actually didn't even take any foreign language either. I mean, my guidance counselor was great. She let me kind of do what I needed to do, and she saw me coming through the ranks, and so that was cool. I didn't even get to go to my graduation because I was racing the ARCA race at Charlotte that night, and I ended up finishing 3rd. So, man, yeah, I've just raced my whole life, every weekend. Didn't even go to my prom, didn't go to graduation. I've given the sport of racing my whole life about.
People don't realize that, Jeremy, how much you men and women give up coming through the ranks. And then when you finally get to the top where you are today, you're still giving up so much. People don't realize that, you're not just racing on Saturday. I mean, you're working through the week. Matter of fact, you're still at the race shop now.
I am. Yeah, definitely. This sport is, you got to sacrifice a lot to be in this deal and to make it right and do good. And really from my childhood on, I've gave a ton. I've gave as much as I can a lot of the time, most times for sure. And still doing it to this day. And I do love it. Does make me want to pull my hair out sometimes with all that goes on with it. But at the end of the day, I definitely love it and never regret it, obviously, at all. I love when you get to sit in the car and you race, and that's the part that all the other stuff, it makes it worth it.
Jeremy, I was watching TV just the other day, and did I see a commercial of you? And it was like for batteries and spark plugs. Were you on TV? I mean, are you shooting commercials?
Yeah, it's funny you say that, Johnny D. Yeah, I mean, we did a commercial shoot last year for E3 batteries and spark plugs, and we run those in our engines, in our race cars. on our engine side, they put those spark plugs in those engines too. So they've been a big, great partner to us, and they have a hell of a product too. Lithium batteries, these things are bad, and they work good. So very grateful for them. And then today, literally this morning and all the way up till a little after 2, I was shooting a commercial for our friends Wings Etc., which is a restaurant chain, and there's about 80 something of those restaurants. So they're sponsoring us at Pocono, Michigan, and Indy this year, and they're giving away a couple things for those races. I might have said too much already. I don't even know, but you'll be seeing that kind of stuff popping up soon too.
That is awesome. So let me ask you this. This question comes up a lot, Jeremy, and I'm so happy that you're on the show today and just answering all these cool questions. You know, not only do these young men and women that are coming up through the ranks have to be a great race car driver, but they also have to be a great actor, a great salesman, a great sales lady. I mean, there's so much more. What advice could you give the men and women that are listening right now, not just in the race car, but other things that come with the racing? I mean, should they even take some acting classes?
Johnny, you're exactly right, man. It's changed. I don't know if it's changed. It's just gotten more and more where you need to be able to talk at any moment's notice about your sponsor, your partner, what they do, all the things they can do for you, and try to sell their product if they are selling something. But man, it is. I wish, honestly, knowing what I know now, like 15 years ago, you know, you just you do all these interviews, radio interviews, TV interviews, and at first, I mean, it's very challenging because you're not accustomed to it. And then as time goes on, you definitely try to get better. You learn how to talk better, maybe. I don't even know if I have still, but try not to say, you know, the things you do when you're talking, and, you know, so you try to get better at it. But it's tough, man. You know, you got to do every week. I'm doing at least 3 radio interviews, some TV if we get interviewed. But yeah, it changes daily. And like I said, this morning we shot a commercial. I had to memorize a bunch of script. That's pretty tough for me. I don't do that often. So it's challenging. So yeah, like you said, maybe go take some sort of speaking class, acting even. I don't know. I mean, it definitely will not hurt you for sure to take a speaking class. I think it would be great for you if you're starting out, because it's very important to do good in that area.
Jeremy, I have to ask, you know, you doing all these commercials, being on TV all the time, do you have to wear makeup? And I want you to be honest with me and everybody listening right now. I mean, because I know you're young, you're a good looking young man, but do you have to wear makeup when you do some of this stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. You gotta get whatever. You got to get on that camera so you'll look right. I don't know. Luckily, Johnny, I don't have to put that stuff on myself, because it would be a nightmare or a disaster. I mean, I don't put on makeup. So,
so hey, is that something you say to your wife? Do you say, hey, babe, you know, I got this shoot today. Can you go ahead and like put some makeup on me? Or do they have somebody there on set doing that for you?
I'll never say that to my wife, because that's what she does for a living. She's always trying to asked me to go on her videos and do it. She's an influencer on TikTok and reviews and puts on makeup and all that. And she's always asking me to hey, can I put on makeup on you? I'm like, hell no. I mean, she puts on some wild stuff, pink and bright green and blue. They don't put all that on me. So I would never ask her to put on makeup for me, because she'll be wanting me to do that all the time. So you being married, did your wife know you coming up through the ranks, or did you meet her after you were already famous? I met her at the racetrack, actually.
You did?
I did, yeah. 2015, I started seeing her around the track, and started talking to her here and there, and then just hit it off and wanted to pursue her. So I went after her, and here we are. We're going to be married 6 years next month. So time flies, man. It was crazy how it worked, and definitely blessed to be with her.
That is so awesome. So I just have to ask, because I don't even know this. How did you ask your wife to marry you?
So I had to do something extreme because I love an adrenaline rush, and so I took her skydiving. We'd never been skydiving, and it's something I always wanted to do. And I thought, well, I want to do this, and I need to propose to her, so why not combine them? So we did that, man, and once we jumped out, and once we got to the bottom, I proposed to her then on the ground after she got unhooked from the guy that she was on. Since we did, tandem skydive, I mean, we can't do it by ourselves yet.
Does she still watch every race?
I don't know what she does during the race, honestly, most time. I mean, there's no telling. Like at home, if she's at home, I highly doubt she's sitting there watching the race. Because I know how she is, and she's always doing something, and she's very into her work. So she's probably working, and she probably just keeps up with it on her phone or iPad or whatever. But yeah, like when we won Daytona, she was out hanging out with our partners and friends and sponsors, everybody, and she'd already had a few to drink. So that race got rain delayed. The race was supposed to start at 7:30 and it didn't start till 10:30. So I thought, all these people will be drunk by the time this race is even halfway over. So that's there's never any telling what she's going to be doing during the race.
Okay, one more question about your wife before we get into some more racing stuff, and that is, do you follow your wife on social?
Oh yeah, I definitely do. I mean, I've got to like all her stuff. So, I mean, she don't tell me that, but I feel like that would be an issue if I didn't like all her stuff, to give her those extra likes. But she's on, like I said, TikTok's her bread and butter right now, unless they shut it down. But I actually have a TikTok. Man, I haven't posted on that thing in forever. And I really don't look at it that much, but I try to just get on there and pop on there and like all her stuff just to help her out,
That's awesome. Do you have race day rituals?
Man, I used to, like, maybe, but these days I don't. Hell, I'm so busy with, and I'm sure most drivers are too. I mean, we have interviews, like we said all this earlier. We have interviews, we have appearances. You're lucky to get food in your stomach before you get on the track, to be honest. I mean, you got all these guests coming, and they all want to see you and talk with you before the race. So, man, if you have a ritual, you better get used to doing it like another time, because most of the time you're just not going to have time to do anything.
What's one of the coolest gifts you've received from a fan?
We've gotten a lot of cool stuff over the years. I mean, kids and have made me different paintings, and like even rocks. They've painted rocks and necklaces and bracelets and hell, T-shirts. They're like, we made you your own T-shirt with your car on it. I mean, you name it, man. We've gotten it. It kind of takes you back. Little die-cast cars. There was a guy that literally last week came to our shop. Say he was from Sweden or something, and he made a small winged. It was actually a Wings Etc. Die-cast car, and the local Wings Etc. owner, Scott McFalls, was here, and I actually gave it to him because it looks so dang good. And I said, man, this is from a fan, but I think you should have it because it's your car and it looks so good. So yeah, I mean, you name it, dude, we've gotten it. It's been amazing. I'm behind right now on getting back to people. Like, I have some fan mail here at the shop, and they mail you all kinds of stuff, and you'd be surprised. It comes from Canada, all over the U.S., of course, and just everywhere. It's crazy to me that people even want my signature, to be honest with you.
Jeremy, and it's cool, and I want to share this with everybody listening. The one thing that I respect about you, and I've seen this with my own eyes with the fans that come to the racetrack to hear your interviews, at the Team Chevy display, but I've seen people literally have the handwritten letters that when they do send something to you, you always try to put a handwritten letter back to that fan, written especially to them. And matter of fact, just a couple of weeks ago, I met that one of the fans that you've done that for. And he said, it's so special to me that he carries it with him all the time. What does that mean for you? Knowing, and you met him, you were there. What does that mean to you that these fans, I mean, you know, it might not have been a big deal to you, but you took time to handwrite a letter to this young man. And he literally has it in his backpack all the time to remind him of you and of you doing that for him. I mean, I just think that's so amazing.
That's pretty cool, man. I mean, seriously, that's I don't know. I try to look at it like, what can I do to make this person's day, make it a little more special, things like that. And that's why it takes me a little longer maybe to get to it than sometimes. But yeah, just write them a little note telling them I appreciate their support and hope to see you at the racetrack soon. And like you said, that guy, he came to Atlanta Motor Speedway and he was at our Chevy display appearance, which I love doing with you. And you do such an amazing job with all that. But actually, yeah. And I ended up telling him, hey man, I'm going to get you a couple passes, pit passes for when you come to your race of choice. So he's going to come to the next Atlanta race, and he's going to be a guest of ours on pit road and during the race. So just try to, you know, you get in this role and you want to try to do for people that, especially ones that appreciate it and that love our sport, and even new ones that never been. You want to get them to the racetrack and get them to be a fan or supporter of this sport as well. And when we have that opportunity to do that, I really enjoy doing that. So that's what I try to do, is make it special for people and get them to the racetrack and, just make them a fan of our sport somehow.
Who were your racing heroes growing up in the sport? What drivers did you want to be like?
I used to be a big Kyle Petty fan. He drove that 42 Mellow Yellow car, and I thought that thing was badass. And he had that long hair, like, it was, he just looked different than other guys. And then I love Mellow Yellow too. We had a drink machine here at our shop. We still in the same shop that my grandpa built in 1972 or 3. And then we've added on to it, of course. And it looks a lot different now, but we're still in that same shop. And in that shop, he had a drink machine that had Mellow Yellow in it. So I drank the hell out of that stuff.
That is so neat.
That's probably why I like Kyle Petty so much. And I think my first, not my first go-kart, but like after my first one, we had a Mellow Yellow go-kart. It was, I just love that scheme, that color. And then Days of Thunder came out, in 1990, and I watched that movie, and that was a Mellow Yellow car at the end. Rowdy Burns, 51, Cole Trickle, all that. I guess I loved all that because of that. But and then I started watching. I remember watching when Richard Petty retired. I watched him growing up, and then he retired at the end of '92. And then Jeff Gordon came in and started following his career. So I liked all those guys, man, and I liked different ones for different reasons. And then I kind of I like Mark Martin a lot growing up, watching him, because that guy raced respectful, but he raced hard too, and he was very good. And everybody respected him, and I just always thought that's what I want to. That's how I want to be looked at. I want to be looked at like Mark Martin did or was, just raced hard but raced respectful.
What's one of the coolest things you've got to do because of who you are and what you do for a living?
Oh man, there's been so many. I don't even know which one to say. I mean. It's been a lot of fun just doing all kinds of random things that, you'd never think you'd be able to do. Going to touring different places that, Air Force bases, seeing our different military, places that that's just a regular civilian wouldn't be able to go in. All these Air Force bases we go to, that's been special to me. That's been a lot of fun. I still haven't got to get in a jet yet, but that's on my list to do. I think we can talk somebody into that. I want to definitely do that. I know there've been some Cup drivers gotten to do it. They hadn't taken me up there yet, but a lot of that kind of stuff is so cool to me, and I love what they do, and obviously appreciate the service of our military, and just getting them to just seeing them and how they operate up close has probably been the most special to me.
That is so cool. Now, I know you really want to go up in a jet, and I hope that you get to do that. But have you ever done just the opposite and go up in about the slowest thing on the planet, and that's the Goodyear blimp?
Man, no, but I would do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat. I've never been in a hot air balloon either. Have you?
Oh yeah. Now that is really cool. That is super cool. I was nervous, but that was definitely cool. Yeah, you definitely have to experience that. And you know, that is something you should do.
Yeah. So it's funny you say that. So when we went to Phoenix this last year, November, we stayed with our folks at our friends and partners from Spartan Waste and Fox Sports Spartanburg. And we rented a big house, and we were looking at going to a sunset hot air balloon trip, but it started early, and I didn't think my wife could get up. I didn't, and it was about an hour away, so we'd have had to leave at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So we aborted that mission. But man, that's on my hit list. I mean,
have you ever been hurt inside the race car?
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I've been. In 2004, in my dirt late model, the drive shaft come through the cockpit of the car and literally about ripped my hand and arm off. I mean, it did a number on it. This drive shaft is a little 2-inch drive shaft, and those things are going 1,000,000 miles an hour. So it came through the car when I was going straight down the straightaway. Didn't even wreck or anything, and it did a number, man. They wanted to amputate my hand and arm when I got to the hospital, and luckily, a good Lord willing, my dad was like, "We're not staying here," and they're like, "All right, we'll try to save it." So it was first surgery was 7-8 hours long, and I was in the hospital for 3 to 4 weeks at first, and I went home with my hand literally sewn to my hip for a skin graft, and then I had 10 surgeries in total. And lost a year racing, and man, I didn't know what was going to happen, but it was terrible, something that I didn't see coming at all. And those cars have a hoop in there for when they do break, but the way it broke, the piece got in there past it, so that was a bad deal, and I was definitely down the dumps for that year, but kept telling the doctors, just make it where I can grip a wheel. And they were like, "You'll never race again." And they weren't the most positive people, but they were good at what they did, and they fixed it. But they just didn't believe I would be able to drive again.
Have you ever spotted for another driver?
I have not, actually. I've been up there to the spotter stand to watch practice before, but I've never spotted.
So are you a driver that likes a lot of chatter in his ear? A lot of talk, or are you somebody like, tell me what I need to hear, otherwise I don't want to hear nothing?
Over the years I've tried to get easier, and just you get different spotters over the years, because you're never just going to have the same spotter forever. It's just not going to happen. I've had a lot of great spotters, and they leave you over the years, go different teams that pay more money and different things like that, but I kind of tell them, just do your thing, and then we'll go from there. We'll figure it out. If I need to tell you, hey, man, might not like this. No offense, though, for me. Please do this. So I try to be courteous and nice to them and let them do their thing. And if I don't like something, I'll tell them. But, yeah, like at Daytona, Talladega, they're going to be talking nonstop, most likely. And then the other races, like a road course, you don't really need a whole lot there. Short tracks, Bristol, you're going to need more there too. So I don't know. It just depends on the track. But yeah, it doesn't either way for me now. I'll take it however I can get it.
Are you the same guy inside that race car as you are sitting here today? Just nice, calm, cool, collective, funny, smart, or are you totally the opposite?
Wait. Did you say I was smart? I would say 100% not. I'm usually, and as I've gotten older, I've toned it back a little bit, because I've been known to jump off the deep end pretty easily, getting mad about, if something happened with the car, mechanical, or somebody ran into you, or the crew did something wrong. I try not to definitely don't try to badmouth those guys anymore at all. Not that I did before, just you might get mad and say, what the hell is taking so long or something. I just don't want to even do that anymore. Those guys are so talented, and we're all going to, make mistakes here and there. It's just going to happen. So, but yeah, I'm definitely fired up in the car. This past weekend, we had, I think, an alternator just went out, 30-something laps to go. Out of nowhere, the car just shut off, no power, no nothing. Didn't give any sign, and man, I was pretty pissed off to be honest. I was very pissed off,
right?
Because I just thought, we've had this problem before. What the hell's happening? Why did this happen now? And I'm just mad. So, yeah, I get fired up, and we're racing Martinsville after this weekend. We don't race this weekend, but we race Martinsville, and that place, I always seem to get pissed off there. People. You get beat up there. Your back bumper gets beat up. You're beating a guy in front of you. You're kind of sandwiched a lot of the time. You know where to go, and you just get fired up there. So I'm already thinking about Martinsville. Thinking about I'm gonna be getting pissed off, and I better be ready.
A lot of the drivers, they say to me they love to hang out with other drivers, or they're the type that say, I don't even talk to other drivers. Where are you in that situation? Are you friends with other drivers, or do you want no friends on the racetrack?
No, I'm friends with other drivers. I mean, there's some definitely two-faced drivers that over the years I've had problems with that tell you, hey, we're going to race clean, race respectful, and then they don't. They do stupid stuff, and then you end up, both of you are wrecking each other, or just he's on your door nonstop. He won't let you by even if you're way faster, things like that. And then you're like, well, hell, this guy, I'm not talking to him anymore. So over the years, there's been some of those guys come in and out of sport. And then, I look at guys like Justin Allgaier. Got no problems with Justin. Been a friend of him. Me and him come through ARCA together. Justin races hard too. and he's gotten himself in some trouble for that, but he's a hard-nosed racer, and me and him love talking to each other. You got guys like J.J. Yaley. He's fun to be around. We've done a lot of stuff together off the track, hung out with his family, seen his daughter grow up. And then like Alex LeBay, love that dude. He's another driver that's a hell of a wheelman, get the job done anywhere. If I had a second car, I'd put him in it in a heartbeat. And those are just the ones that come off the top of my head. Good guys that you love to be around. And me and Alex, I'll give you an example. I mean, we race hard as hell. And I'm thinking, sometimes I even think I'm like, so are we really friends? Because we're just like, we don't cut each other any slack at all. And it's just funny how that works. But at the end of the day, you got to remember, hey, we're both out here trying to, win this race. So it's nothing personal, but it can definitely complicate your friendships with other drivers.
Jeremy, if somebody's listening right now to this podcast and they have a business, or they just want to put their name out there, they want to sponsor a race car, and they're like, you know what, Jeremy, he really is a lot of fun. I would love to sponsor this guy. How could people get a hold of you? And are you looking for more sponsors for this year?
Yeah, I mean, we are definitely always looking for future partners. I mean, this racing deal is extremely tough on the financial side of it. It takes a lot of money to do it, and to do it right, and to make these cars go fast, get all the best people you can get, buy those Goodyear tires, everything. So, I mean, if you want to, we're covered up primary sponsorship wise. Thank the good Lord above for that. And then we still definitely have some associate sponsorship available here and there throughout the year. But you can hit us up on my Twitter or on Facebook, send a message, and then we can start emailing. I would think that'd be the best way. On Instagram, we've had plenty of people. I've hooked up with my good friend Steve Carnes from First Pacific Funding. We hooked up through Twitter. He was sending tickets away on Twitter to our military, and I joined him to give out pit passes as well. And we just started talking, and then he's like, man, I've always wanted to sponsor a car and be a part of it. And I was like, well, hell, let's do it. And I mean, that's literally how it happened. And then I give you another one, Whitetail Smokeless. They came on board through Instagram, sent me a message and just asked, hey, I got this amount of money. Can we do anything? And we started working together, and they've been with us since 2020, I think. And so it's social media it's good and bad, right? It's a necessary evil. I've met a lot of great people on there, and then you just have how it is. You have a lot of you have definitely some negativity on there too, but met a lot of great people. And so if you want to hook us up, just go to any platform, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, send us a message, and then we can start communicating.
That is so cool. With all the years, you said you've been racing since you were 7 years old. Do you have a favorite trophy in your trophy case? And I don't mean just in the NASCAR side of things. I mean throughout your career. Do you have a man cave? Do you keep all the trophies at the race shop? And is there one right now that sticks in your mind that you're like, you know what, that is pretty cool?
Well, all my dirt track racing ones are at the shop, and most of them are in the race car shop. And then there's the bigger ones that we won the championship, the point championship the year. Those are really tall and big, so we had to put them on another shelf that could handle them. So they're over there in the engine shop side. I'm really proud of those because there was one year that we won 2 races when I was 15 in a 4-cylinder dirt car, the same within 6 days of each other. One paid $16,000 and one paid $12,000. So to win, that much money, $28,000 in 6 days as a 15-year-old, I was just really proud of that. So those checks and trophies are at our shop still here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And then at the moment, my Daytona winning trophy is at the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
And so that's really cool to me. They have a memorable moments display area that has different things that happen. And they chose me for a section of that. So that was super cool to me. So, I haven't actually got to see it. I've been sent a picture of it, but it'll be there you got the rest of the year to go see it. So go check it out if you're in Charlotte, the NASCAR Hall of Fame. But yeah, I've got some other trophies at home. I do have the Road America trophy that we won our first NASCAR Xfinity win in Road America 2017. And I've got the 2007 Gibson guitar from the ARCA race at Nashville that we won at my house too. So there's definitely some special trophies to me that we have still.
Do you play guitar? I mean, because everybody would love to play a Gibson guitar.
Yeah, Johnny D, I cannot play the guitar. The only the guitar I can play is maybe Guitar Hero, like the video game.
Or air guitar, right?
Yeah, hell, anybody can play that, but I tried to play it and it's awful. I just can't do it. I don't have the skills for that.
Jeremy, I was at the Chevy display and a fan walked by, and I don't know if I saw what I saw, and I want you to explain this if I saw what I saw, but were they drinking a Jeremy Clements beer? Do you have your own beer, or did I read the beer can wrong?
Yeah, you actually, wow, you noticed that. I'm surprised, to be honest. You paid attention. Yeah. So you have your own beer, your own line of beer? Yeah. We partnered up with RJ Rockers in Spartanburg, South Carolina, where we live here, and have our shop, everything, obviously. And they got with our folks at Spartan Waste, Fox Sports Spartanburg, Carolina Driveline, and we come up with a beer. And we came out with it. It came out last October when we raced Martinsville. And it's called Racing Fuel, of course. So that stuff is pretty damn good. And it'll get, like, you drink 2 of them, they're 5.2, I think. And I'm telling you, drink 2 of them, you're going to have a little buzz going on. I'm telling you. Jeremy,
as long as I've known you, I didn't know this at all. And to go to my door and see a box, and inside that box was a 12-pack of your beer.
Well, I tell you what.
I'm just saying, Jeremy. I'm just saying. You know what? I thought we were friends, buddy.
And this is no BS. And we're gonna have people listen to this, so they can double check. But after this is done, you text me your address, and I won't come there in person and deliver it like you want me to, but I will have UPS ship it.
Hey, can the fans actually order that online and have it shipped to their house or to their business? Or is that something you have to go to the bar to get?
Yeah, unfortunately not. They don't have any they don't have it to do that. They have it here if they're where they make it, and then they sell it in some local stores here right now. So maybe I have definitely told them that there are a lot of people interested that would buy it, but would need to ship it. So we'll see how that goes in the future.
Do you have a favorite racetrack? I mean, you know that question comes up all the time. Do you have a favorite place to go?
I got to say Bristol. I think growing up, I grew up racing a lot of dirt, high bank, short tracks, and those were always my favorite. And Bristol just reminds me of racing on those, and I love going there, the atmosphere. I don't know. There's certain racetracks you feel you're pumped up at. You know, you just have that feeling there, that's just one of them. I love the speed and the high banking, the way the groove moves from the bottom to the top as the race progresses. It's just a damn ton of fun to me. For the fans that don't know and never been to Bristol, explain how the first couple laps of that place, you're literally not breathing. Or at least that's what I've heard from you drivers. Is that true? I mean, it's so fast and the G's are so much that it's hard to catch your breath. Oh, man, it's crazy, Johnny D. I'm telling you, the first time I went there and raced, I was like, man, I got to tell myself to breathe. Like, what the hell? And I'm used to that. I was used to that because I was already driving, these high bank dirt tracks, like I said, at Bulls Gap, Tennessee, which is right down the road. That place is haul ass fast. Crossville, Tennessee, another high bank dirt track. These are tracks that, just like Bristol, you're going around there 13 to 15 seconds. You're hauling, and man, I mean, you just still got to tell yourself to breathe. Those are my type of tracks. You got to get up on the wheel. You got to be aggressive. You got to be able to put that car in there, get it to turn right back in the gas, hard as you can, and tug on that wheel. But yeah, you're right. Like first lap or two or three, you're not breathing. I mean, you're holding it in, and then you're like, oh, I gotta breathe. Okay, breathe. So you're telling yourself to breathe, and then relax. Don't grip the wheel too hard. There's certain things you're telling yourself while you're out there racing. What type of racing would you like to try? If I said right now, here's all the money you need to do any type of racing anywhere in the world, Jeremy Clements, what kind of racing would you love to try at least one time? Man, I'd try any of it. I mean, I would say my top three would be sprint car, which I never did a sprint car. I've never obviously done an Indy car. I would love to try that on a road course. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And then, hell, I'd even try I wouldn't mind trying a Top Fuel dragster. I think that'd be awesome to try it. I mean, all right. I don't really drag race. I respect the hell out of drag racing. I'm more of a oval type or road course type guy. Or I'd like to, and I think this could be a possibility one day, is to try a 24-hour type event, like a sports car type event race. Those are on my hit list too. So man, dang, I got a lot of cars that I want to try. Yeah. I better start saving my pennies here. That's what I was about to say. You better start getting me some money. Hey, what's the best advice you've ever received in racing? Got to have a short memory. You can't get hung up on what happened last weekend. You got to be able to move on quickly, because man, this sport, it'll eat you up quick. It's tough as hell. So you can if you can have a short memory and be able to move on and don't let the past weekend bother you and focus on the next weekend, that's what you're going to have to do week in and week out to be successful. A lot of people often ask you drivers, what's your favorite paint scheme? And I know that you said, the mellow yellow was one of your favorite ones growing up. A lot of the drivers also have a favorite paint scheme on their helmet. Do you have a helmet that's just
solid black, solid white, or do you have your helmets done? If so, who does your helmets?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've had my helmets done by Ryan Young of Industrial Art since I was a teenager. And so when I raced dirt cars and I didn't have like a big sponsor, I mean, I just tell him to go wild. And he would chrome these things out, and then he'd put these candy colors that pop on it. And this one time he put like a good looking woman on the side of it, which I told him
it has to be your wife, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you told her?
well, this one's got dark hair. My wife's blonde, so I don't know how I'm going to figure that one out. But I still have that helmet. It's at my house, actually. But beautiful helmets, just does amazing work. And now I've got to get all these sponsors on them. So most of the time they've got their scheme on it and whatever they want on it, which I'm very happy to do. Very happy that I have them. So I'll do whatever they want to do. I don't have at the moment. I don't have just a helmet that I had a lot of input in, to be honest with you. I just give them the scheme of the sponsors, ask them what they want, and kind of go from there. But I like letting those guys be creative because they're artists, and just letting them go, do whatever they want to do and make it look good. That's what I always tell Ryan anyway. And he's done phenomenal work for me all these years.
For the fans out there that are listening right now and they're like, oh my God, this guy is great. I want to go to a race for the first time, or I want to watch, NASCAR for the first time. Or for the fans that don't know what it's like to be inside that race car on a hot day, it's 140 in that car. You're mentally drained. This question came in, and I'm setting that up for you because when someone pulls a jerk move on the road when you're driving down the highway, does that compare to when someone pulls a jerk move on the track? Is that the same feeling for us?
No, not at all, Johnny D. The thing about it is you're sitting in your car, you're going to be comfortable. You're going to be listening to some good music, most likely, unless you're talking on the phone or something, or your wife's running her mouth. But it's totally different, dude. Like, you're in a hostile environment in that race car. You can't hardly move at all. I mean, can't turn your head. You're hot. Like I said, it depends on the racetrack. You could be at a short track getting beat and banged on, and the guy won't get out of the way. Can't pass him, and you're getting beat on from behind. So you're frustrated. Or you're at a road course in the middle of the summer and it's hotter than hell. Like you said, it's 140 degrees, and you're just past halfway and you're thinking, oh man, I wonder if I can make it the rest of the way. It's bad. I've had those thoughts in my head. I don't have they have these cool shirts out here these past couple years, and a lot of drivers gotten them. I haven't made the plunge yet. I don't have one. I just have some air blowing to my helmet. And so it gets extremely hot when we race, say, Nashville in June coming up, Charlotte and Memorial Day weekend. Those are hot races. Darlington coming up.
Daytona
in August. So a lot of hot races coming up. You got to definitely start conditioning and drinking fluids heavily, not beer, unfortunately. So to prepare. I try to run and be in the heat and just get my body acclimated to it, and then just drink nonstop before. But man, you don't drink too much. You got to right before you get in the car, because that's the worst feeling ever.
So I guess I'm just going to ask this, since you brought into it or led into that question. The fans always want to know when sometimes you're in that race car for 3 hours. So if you do have to go to the bathroom, what do you race car drivers do?
I mean, a lot of the guys just themselves, which I think is disgusting, and I personally can't do it. There was a couple times I had to try to. I had to, and I literally could not do it. So as soon as that race was over, I hauled to the Porta-John and took a leak. But my advice is to stop drinking fluids at least 30 minutes or 45 minutes to an hour before the race. And make sure you pee right before you get in that car, like right before you get into it. That's the last minute you got. And then from there, if it's hot outside, you're going to be sweating. So therefore, you're probably not going to have to pee. That's in my case anyway. And then I've learned my lesson. So when it's when it's not that hot and you're not going to be sweating that much like you're usually sweating, like at the beginning of the season per se, you do not. All I drink, I just take a sip of a drink. I don't drink a lot because that's what gets you in trouble because you're not sweating. And there's been times where I just had to go so bad. And I'm like, you can't drink this much if you're not sweating that much. So that's what I tell myself.
Jeremy, with only a couple minutes to go, I want to run through some of these questions that came in on social media, and I'll just run through these with you, and you tell me. I'll go run on to the next one. Apple or cherry pie?
Can we do both? But I like apple better.
Okay, so both is the answer. Favorite toppings on your pizza?
Oh, dude, I'm not picky. Like, as I've gotten older, I'll eat anything. I like trying different things. I like a lot of toppings though. So do like a meat one. I'll even do a Hawaiian, chicken, anything.
Are you a planner or do you wing it?
I'm both, dude. Like, I have to plan my vacations for my wife and I. Like, I have to do, like, we're going on a cruise. I book it all. And then I'm spontaneous. I'm like, hey, you want to go somewhere for the weekend for a few days, get away? Like, so I kind of do either or.
Arrive early or arrive late?
I like to be early, but I'm definitely more late than not. I was like this past weekend at Richmond, 8 a.m. practice, which, by the way, ridiculous. I trying to get to the track. They park us, a mile outside. I barely made it to be there on time for that. And then we literally pulled on a track and a lightning struck. We had to come right back in. So that was one of those moments where you're like, I did all this rushing for nothing.
Jeremy Clements, I can't thank you enough for coming on the Outstanding Life podcast. Thank you so much, man. It's just been an absolute pleasure. And now I know the last 50 minutes of everybody listening, you know why Jeremy Clements is one of my favorite drivers to interview. Jeremy, thank you so much again. Oh,
Johnny D, thank you so much as well, man. You're one of my favorites to talk to. And I'm just grateful to have people like you in our sport for your talents as well. So thank you and appreciate it. And hey, guys, if you see me and Johnny D at the racetrack, come and say hey, come visit us, and we'll talk some more. But I appreciate being on the show. Have a good one.
Again, everybody, that's Jeremy Clements, the driver of the number 51 Chevy Camaro on the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I'm Johnny D, the Motivational Cowboy. Thank you for listening to this week's Outstanding Life podcast. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Outstanding Life podcast. Follow Johnny D on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Motivational Cowboy. If you or someone you know would like to be a guest on the show, advertise, or would like to make a donation, please visit motivationalcowboy.com. And remember to have an outstanding day.
Hey, I'm Johnny D, the Motivational Cowboy. Are you planning a conference, convention, meeting, assembly, or any live event that needs a guest speaker? I would love to be a part of it. For more information, visit motivationalcowboy.com. And don't forget to check out my Outstanding Life podcast every Sunday here on Dirt Road Radio, KYDT 103.1 FM and KBFS 1450 AM. Have an outstanding day.